here in the studio. We are in New York City, and we are part of the Media in the City event. We have some of the most incredible female entrepreneurs. They have flown in from all over the globe to film the new hot television series, Brand It. Brand It really is the story behind the brand. Who is that entrepreneur? Who is that woman that has created such a magical business? So let's meet a couple of them right now. I would love to hear from a couple of you on some of the interesting challenges that you face on being a female entrepreneur.
Well, I'll go. Challenges, being authentic, right? And just being myself on a regular basis, being able to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Because in a world where, it's you're sharing your emotions and your feelings and all of that, it's sometimes looked as a weakness.
Yes.
And I just feel, so often I try to put on this strong persona, like I got it all figured out, but little do people know I wake up in the morning terrified to face the day, And so it's really trying to be more vulnerable and being that authentic, feminine woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Jody, share with me a bit about what does that mean to you?
I think part of that is that, part of especially what we're doing here is creating empowerment with women so that there's no competition. And that's what I love is there's no competition, even though we're all here in business together, is there's not competition. And I think that's like a new movement that we're having, that there's, we can all thrive and do our businesses together, and we're not competing with each other. Even though some of us even do some of the same things, there's just not competition. And I think it's just time that women have taken that power and say, I'm not competing, I'm going to do what I want and just do it with passion and power.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Very well said. One of the things we didn't expect, we put together this incredible show with Brand It. We knew that all the women participating had remarkable brands, but we didn't expect was the community to come together so strong and to bond so quickly. Do you want to share some of your experiences, either of you, so far, and how that's been?
A bit of my story of coming here, I only decided to come a week before this all actually got together. And I can't thank you all enough for the love and the support that I've got getting involved at such short notice. So it's been amazing.
Well, you're a mother, right, Karen?
Yes.
How is it like being a mother entrepreneur?
Interesting.
I know a lot of mothers here. How many mothers do we have in the panel?
Yeah. Interesting. Sure. And because obviously, as I said, I was here at sort of short notice, it was like, my gosh, I really need to be here. And for women out there that need to make that change, it's taking those actions to do things. And having the 3 children, I had to work out where am I going to get them looked after. And I'm on the phone, I'm speaking to people, they're with grandma at the minute. And I then had to just book that flight, get the hotel booked, and just got myself here. So, and it's the best thing. Yeah. Meeting all you guys and like I said, as we said, the connections, the bonding, the social media that we've been doing, it's really, really good.
I also really want to say that one of the biggest challenges that I ever find is always working in isolation. We have dreams, we have these entrepreneurial ideas, and of course a lot of the time we spend behind our computers at home, drop off the child at school, go home, get onto the computer, and sometimes I go out and I try to connect with other entrepreneurs in co-working spaces. And it's okay, but this experience has really taken it into the stratosphere, in terms of collaboration and supporting each other. And definitely. Absolutely, I feel so supported, and there's just I feel newly inspired to create and to make this something that helps to improve the world, put something of value out into the world.
I love it. I love it. And a lot of you ladies have traveled really far to come here. Inge Keltner, can you share, a little bit about your mission and what you're looking to create by getting your brand out to the world?
Yeah. So indeed, I traveled I think more than 36 hours, because I am from the Netherlands, but I live in Bali. So our family chose to do that 5 years ago, and that was like a very conscious choice, because at that point we decided that we made a choice on lifestyle, and we didn't let where we are making our money, where our job is, rule our life. So we were in Bali only for a gap year, and after 3 months, my husband and I said, what if this can become our lifestyle? And we just did it, really, we just did it. We calculated the money we had, built a house, and stayed there. And there's always an excuse not to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first step that made such a mind shift that after that we keep on making new steps, and becoming an entrepreneur is also one of those steps.
It's so empowering. I love what you do. Share a bit more though about what your mission is, how you keep this family running,
Yeah.
right, from the Netherlands, living in Bali, but what do you really do for them? Because your family's so vibrant and they're all very supportive of your mission.
Yeah, they are. So what happened is my kids were very hungry all the time. So this is how my story started. My kids were like, they have a lot of energy and they were hungry. So I'm like, I just increased the amount of food I was giving them, and that was just not working. So I just started studying food, what it was. And you know, step by step, I learned about it, and I changed their diet. It worked beautifully. And also for me, I got stronger, so I could like handle them better. And from there, I also started to do more yoga. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I understood it after a few years, because what I did, I changed the place I lived, and even more people do this. But you know, wherever you go, you take yourself with you. So I chose at that moment, I'm taking myself out of the physical environment in the Netherlands. So every time that I see a pattern occurring in myself, or there's a challenge, I will approach it differently. And in that way, I just started developing myself. So first it was the health, the food. It was about how we wanted to raise our children, and then also the spirituality. And then came the point that at one day, my kids were playing together, and I was sitting on the couch. I'm like, who am I? What did I like to do? Oh, I had a job before this, and what am I going to do now? And then it was time to start expressing that part of myself again. So I added on the work. And now I have all this in my life, and I feel it's complete. Now I can live a balanced life, because I get to do all these 4 things every day.
And you teach others how to do the same. It's beautiful.
I can, yeah.
Beautiful.
That's my mission.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Kamna, you have such an incredible background. I would love for you to tell our viewers just a little bit about your history and your current mission.
Okay, so a bit about my history. It was basically it was starting off with my health. My health went down. I was in and out of hospital constantly. I was on medication. And then with my career as well, I went for different promotions, but I wasn't successful in any of them. In fact, there was one promotion that I went for, I was currently doing in the interim. And then when I did go there, I was then told that after my interview, I didn't get the position, even though I was doing the position on a temporary basis for about 3 months. And I asked them for some feedback, and they turn around and goes to me, well, unfortunately, you know, you came across as very ghetto in the interview. Right? I was shocked. You know, it had nothing to do with my skills not being on point or my work not being on point. I've never had any complaints, and all of a sudden I was told I was very ghetto, which was very shocking to me. And I didn't feel that, you know, that was a justified reason, really. I knew I had a lot to offer. I wasn't too sure at that point what it was, but then I just grew and I developed. I then decided that, you know what, it was to do with my mindset. My mindset wasn't in the right place. And when I shifted that, it just all came into place. My health was on point. Went to the hospital, and the doctors checked my pulse, and they told me that it's very low. So they kept on checking to make sure everything was all right, and they asked me, you know, do you exercise very often? So I said to them, yeah, I do, about 6 or 7 times a day. Sorry, a week.
She's a busy girl.
Right. So they go to me, your heartbeat is in the same level as a professional athlete. And I was like, yeah, I did it. You know, my body's now on point. But then through my health and the career, and then I think coming from a background where your parents always kind of think, you know, you should be married, you should become a lawyer, you should be a doctor, you know, you should go to college, university. I didn't want to do those things, you know. I mean, I did them at the time. I went to college and university, but at the end of it, I wasn't fulfilled. I wanted to do something more. I knew I could do something more. And then I realized I had a lot to offer from what I learned through mindset, through what I went through. I'm now an award-winning author. My book is called Never Judge a Book by Its Cover. And I'm now able to help people to change their mindset and for them to go for their goals, their aspirations, and their dreams.
I love it.
Wow, amazing, amazing. And Jody, you're also an author. Can you tell our viewers just a little bit about your book and about your mission?
So my book is called The Girlfriend Effect, and it is all about how women can reimagine and recreate the love that they have in their relationships. And oftentimes when people have been married for so long, or even in a relationship for too long, you start to get comfortable and you kind of forget like who you are. You become a mom, right? Yeah. And you know, being a mom, you forget about yourself and you don't care about yourself anymore. You put your kids first, or you know, your career first, and women forget to be themselves. And so it's all about finding your true self and falling in love with yourself, so then you can give more love and appreciation to your spouse. Yeah.
Well, I love it. The book name is called Forever Girlfriend?
It's called The Girlfriend Effect.
The Girlfriend Effect. Share what that means. I just love that
So the Girlfriend Effect came about because you really need to, what I found is that I needed to, there was a time in my marriage that we weren't getting along very well and weren't very happy, and I kept blaming everything on my husband, like it's your fault and whatever you're doing is wrong, and just it was all him. And one day I just realized that it was really me, and I thought, you know what can I do to change my marriage and to change what is going on in our lives? And that's when I realized that I needed to become the girlfriend again. You know, I was so stressed with being a mom and having a career and doing everything that I thought I was supposed to do that I forgot to be a girlfriend to my husband. And so this book is all about like my journey of what I did to become the girlfriend again for my husband and fall madly in love again after having struggles and just falling in love again. And we've been married for 29 years. And my favorite saying is we still like and love each other and we have fun together.
So inspiring.
I love it. I love it. So, Liv, you also have an incredible mission. I would love for you to tell the viewers just a little bit about what you're doing and creating in the world.
Amazing. So yeah, I had a very, short glimpse of my mission and purpose on this planet when I was 15 years old. And like most people in life, we've had things that occurred as, being children. And one thing was I saw my parents fight a lot about money. And so I made a decision I was going to do whatever it takes to never be broke. And so I got involved in a lot of money-making activities, like real estate and just anything that was just money-driven. I was like, yeah, I gotta make money. And I just kept feeling unfulfilled and not satisfied. And even though I had this glimpse when I was 15 about my mission and purpose on this planet, I still was driven by this lie that I told myself when I was a young girl. And so I spent the majority of my young adult life, still young, but I spent the majority of my young adult life just not in my purpose. And so Conscious Wealth Builders, I'm the CEO and founder, and the organization is really to teach conscious business education. What is consciousness? It's love, it's joy, it's happiness, it's compassion. It is a higher frequency, right? The earth is this electromagnetic field, and it pulsates with this intelligence of love. And so if we raise our own consciousness, we become conscious human beings. We come into our heart. We live with purpose. We live with fulfillment. And so that's all I do now. I just follow my heart. I gave up the lie that I need to make a bunch of money first and then I can go make a difference. It's just totally bankrupt. And you waste years of your life. And so I wasted, even though again, I'm still young, but I wasted enough for me to wake up and say, no more, I'm done. I'm gonna listen to my heart, I'm gonna follow my dreams, and that's it. And so now I'm on a mission to empower other people to do the same.
Love it.
So that they can live their purpose, their mission. And really, and it's about sustainability. Let's take care of people. Let's take care of the planet before we even consider profits. It's important to make money, but we've got to take people and the planet into consideration first. It's so important. We live on this planet. We got to take care of it. We've got to start thinking 10, 20, 100, 500 years from now, what is the impact that we're making in our creation of our businesses? It's important to keep that mindset as well. So that's what Conscious Wealth Builders is, and that's one of my many missions.
It's powerful. And Dr. Lysiane, you also have a kind of similar, but in the same sort of space. Tell our viewers just a little bit about your mission.
Yeah, thank you. So I am the creator of the Vitality series. And where that came from was, there I was, super successful, financially super successful, living the dream, married, my daughter, having a super busy practice. And what I found was that I wasn't fulfilled, but I wasn't fulfilled because I was so busy. And I was sharing these messages of health and wellness on a one-to-one level. And so that stressed me out. But the other thing that stressed me out was I was not able to have another child. And I went to 10 different doctors, from naturopaths to chiropractors to acupuncturists to endocrinologists to fertility clinics. I ended up on hormone therapy, and I was still stressed out. I was still not doing well. And I thought, I'm not living authentically. What is going on? And so I began to have to dig deep and really start searching out what the answers were, where it was that I was missing, what's going on, what's the missing link. So I found functional medicine, which is amazing, and I also, from that, dug deeper into my own consciousness, into my own spiritual nature, and into living from the heart. And I now firmly believe that when we live from the heart and when we learn how to adjust our energy and adjust our thinking, we can eliminate old belief systems that don't serve us any longer. We all have them. We take them from childhood. Oh, this means this, and that's how life is. But really, life is exactly how you choose to make it. And the opportunities are right there, right around the corner, if you allow them. But there's a training to be had. We like exercise, like good hygiene. There's a training to be had. So I wrote Changing Energy, Changing Lives, and I am super inspired to go on doing a web series called the Vitality series and sharing this. And because I thought, if I'm a doctor twice over, I'm a chiropractor and an acupuncturist, I have a nutritional coaching degree, I'm an NLP trained, certified, trainer, and I couldn't heal myself? What? So how are other people going to do that? So it felt super important for me to share this message.
I love that.
And now as I'm doing this, I'm living on purpose, and every day I wake up excited to be coming and doing this and sharing this and living this purpose. So my life has changed 180 degrees, and it's my passion and purpose to help others do the very same thing.
Fabulous. Great mission.
Thank you.
And Karen, you also come a very long way. You came all the way from the UK, as you shared.
Yes.
And so now that you've found this community, you have this inspiration, what are you looking to share with the world?
What I'm wanting to share with the world is basically that we all have it in us to be able to take control of our life again. And I say again, as in sometimes, as we've chatted with some other ladies on the panel, I was married for 16 years. I have 3 amazing children, and sadly 2 years ago my husband died, and was very, very traumatic. He left me and 3 children financially broke. And we, as we're chatting just now, we had the lifestyle as well. So to go from all of that to then nothing, and I had to sort of take control of my feelings, my emotions, and try and cope with what life threw at me, and also help 3 children that had just lost their daddy. My youngest was only just 4, and my 2 boys were 11 and 12. And it's again an amazing roller coaster of emotions and journeys, and everyone wanted to say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to go and get a job, and it's like, no, I need to look after my children. And so for me, my passion was me taking control of my own emotions and looking after my children, But then I'm thinking, right, what do I need to do? And I did go on an amazing roller coaster of emotions, and I got referred to as spaghetti head, because I'm like, I went on the sort of like, oh, I need to do this, oh my gosh, I need to make money, I need to pay for this, I need to do that. And I then went out to the world. I basically went to a networking event every week. And I just wanted to sort of meet people and just to learn. I went on courses. I got into, we say property, but real estate courses. I did other courses to do with stocks and shares and Forex, which again, it's just like, what can I do to make money to pay the bills? It was that bad. I after my husband died, I had to sell so much of my stuff to live. At the time, my children were in private school, but I managed to keep them in for a year. But then it got to a stage where it's like, right, that's not happening anymore. So, and we all then moved. I live now in Oxford, which we've been there for a while now. So I've been on this roller coaster, and this came about, I think, at the right minute, because I've just been away. I'd been away on holiday, and I read this book. And it was all about, it's called Life Leverage, and it was a book basically about less is more, and basically you work on your purpose and what you love to do, and if you love what you do, you don't then work. And also it also mingled in the what you love to do with your children. And there's no define in business and private life, and that then resonates with me, and same with Rhonda, is in, I want to travel the world. I want to take my children. I do believe that the world is such a big place, and I want to educate my children traveling the world. So going back to the point of being here, and as you know, it was only a week ago that I decided to be here, but it's what we've learned being here the last few days. It's zoning in onto the true you and what you really want to do, and being in what I call the zone.
Yes.
If you're in the zone and you're in that flow, and I think I just became. I was like, at some events, I was like the only woman, and I turn up in my dress and my smile, and it's like, yay, but it's like, is this really for me? So coming here, I've realised that my passion is to now help, educate and support other females and other mums out there take control of their life.
Love it. I love it.
So inspiring.
Very inspiring. Yeah, everybody's story is incredible and very inspiring. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This has been an incredible episode on Bon Bon Networks. These are the ladies that you will see coming up over the next 12, 13 weeks on the television series Branded, Season 1. And the show doesn't have to end here. Make sure to go over to Bon Bon Live. You'll get some behind-the-scenes clips. You'll get to see their Dr. Phil walk. You need to go over there to see what that is. But we will be back next week, and we will bring you some more incredible female entrepreneurs that have flown in from all over the globe to be part of the Branded series. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Making it to me is a continuous thing. I believe that you can make it in many different ways, and my first way would be how you treat other people, and kindness, respect, especially in the workplace as well. I think that's really important. And if you can every single day just be working on yourself and what you're doing at your job, then when you get to the final project or the dream thing that you want to produce, then you have so much more than just that project. You have a team of people that respect you, that you respect, that you have fun with, and I think that's really what counts. My biggest challenge is probably being quite far away from home. I have a lot of family back in South Africa, and I really miss my family and friends. And it's hard sometimes because you have to focus on your job every single day, but then also just remember those people and remember to call, and that's quite a big challenge for me. My day-to-day is a lot of work, a lot of paperwork. I mostly produce, so spreadsheets, phone calls, emails, and then I do the occasional audition as well. And I do a lot of yoga and dancing, which is like my sanity. My dream role would be something with action and preferably in sci-fi. Something like Emily Blunt in Sicario. That's like one of my favorite roles. I haven't had a disappointment. I think even if you get disappointed by things that you wanted to happen or people disappoint you perhaps, it's meant to happen. It's an opportunity for growth, and I think it's actually a blessing in disguise. I've learned that I'm really strong and that that life is continuous, and you're constantly learning, you're constantly growing, and it's really surprising actually. You think that you do things that you wouldn't have thought you could do, and it's really nice. I'm Zena Wood, and I'm gonna make it.
I had a vision and a dream. I spent 20 years working in personal development. I toured with all the top celebrity gurus, and I realized that there were stories that need to be told, that need to be shared with the world. So we started as a talk show, and then we grew to be a global network that now distributes their shows on 7 channels worldwide. The fabric of our network is really telling people stories, and we create great shows like Make It that follow 12 New York City models and actresses and document just how hard it is to make it in show business. We've got The Goths, which is 4 New York City makeup artists that work in TV and film and dish the dirt on makeup and behind the scenes. We've got Adventures with Jinjin, one of the world's most adorable dogs. We've got Savor, which is a delicious cooking show, Seal the Deal, which handles every aspect of finance and investing for women, and so many other great shows.